Hello and welcome to Cosmological Arguments. I'm your host, John Bannan. The impossibility of uncaused physical reality. The impossibility of uncaused physical reality proves the existence of God by demonstrating that the cosmos requires a transcendent cause we call God. We observe from the cosmos that physical reality is made of parts. If physical reality were uncaused, then there would be a highest number of parts physical reality could reach, and there could never be cause to exceed this highest number. The calculation of this highest number of parts cannot be specifically derived from an uncaused physical reality, because an uncaused physical reality has no definitive source for such a derivation. Therefore, such a highest number of parts is impossible, and hence physical reality cannot be uncaused. Because physical reality cannot be uncaused, then physical reality must have a transcendent cause we call God. So this argument is pointing out that if there were no God, then physical reality would have to be uncaused. However, we can observe from the cosmos that physical reality is made of parts. It's obvious. There's parts everywhere we look. Well, if physical reality is uncaused, and because it's made of parts, there must be a highest number of parts that physical reality has or could have. There has to be. It's from the nature of parts themselves that they can be counted. So there must be a highest number of parts. But because there must be a highest number of parts, then you should be able to calculate what that highest number is. But in order to perform such a calculation, you would need to derive it from a source. So the source will be the baseline upon which you calculate what the highest number of parts is or could be. But because physical reality in this hypothetical is uncaused, then there is no specific baseline or source upon which you can calculate the highest number of parts. There is no way in which you can create a specific source upon which to derive a calculation of the highest number of parts. All you know is it's uncaused, but the idea that something is uncaused in physical reality, that is, that physical reality is uncaused, doesn't tell you anything about any specific source upon which you can derive a calculation of the highest possible number of parts in physical reality. Well, because you can't calculate this highest number of parts, then that means that the calculation itself is impossible. It's impossible because an uncaused physical reality doesn't have a definitive source upon which you can base this calculation. That means that the highest number of parts is impossible. It's impossible. It can't be calculated, which means it's impossible. So, if an uncaused physical reality needs to have this highest number of parts, but that highest number of parts is impossible, then that means an uncaused physical reality isn't possible. So physical reality would require a transcendent cause that we call God, because physical reality is either caused or uncaused. And because it would be impossible for it to be uncaused, then it must be caused by a transcendent uh, cause we call God. All right. This is a very powerful argument once you understand it. Uh, and if you want to use a symbol for this argument, I would use this. So what this is saying is this is a number sign in here, or pound sign, and this is saying there is no number. So what it's saying is that in reality, physical reality, there is no specific highest number of parts that can be derived, because there's no specific source that you can derive from an uncaused physical reality, which means, of course, that an uncaused physical reality is impossible, which means that it must have a transcendent cause we call God. All right. I hope you learned something, and take care.